Suppose I want to declare 5 variables. Without array, how I will be declaring like this. Okay, now there are only 5 variables. Tomorrow, if there are 20 variables, is it advisable to do like this? Definitely not. So we are going to array. Here, if I want to declare 6 variable means I'm using 6 variables, but in array, we can simply declare it like this, and using one variable value, I can access all the 6 values. And now, as you guys told, what is the difference between array and collection is that array, we will declare the size at the compile time itself. In the runtime, if I try to access the 7th element, what exception will be thrown?
Index out of bound.
Yes, array index out of bounds exception will be thrown. Yes, for that, we in collection, it is growable in nature. And in arrays, in this, I can store only integer type of values, but in collection, we can store all type of values. That is a major difference between arrays and collection. Okay. Now, this diagram is only for list I have written. Iterable. It is a super interface for collection. It has 3 methods. Actually, it has 3 methods for each iterator and split iterator. Collection, pink color and all, it's an interface. Collection will implement iterable interface, and list will implement collection. In list, we have 3 classes: array list, linked list, and vector. Stack is a class, and it will extend vector class. The most important thing is that array list and linked list. Vector and stack, it is not important. Just it is enough to know only the basics. Collection, it came in 1.2 version. List also 1.2. Array and linked list also 1.2. Vector and stack, it came in 1.0 version. So it is known as legacy classes. So we will not be using it more because it is an old generation class. It is also known as legacy class.
Yes,
Okay.
Disclaimer. So that the version we are talking about, Java version.
Java version.
Yes.
Okay. Can any one of you say what is the difference between list and collection? Sorry, list and set.
I think you should call out name, Priya. Okay, I'll do for you. So Ram, can you please help me out in this difference between list and set?
Yeah, in list, we cannot pause the duplicate values.
Okay.
In set, we can pause the duplicate values. Confusion between both.
Okay. In list, we cannot have duplicate values. Sorry.
I think in set we cannot pause duplicate values. In list, we can pause the duplicate values.
Yes. What about null values?
In set, we will.
Actually, both list and set can store null values. Insertion order. What about insertion order?
List maintains insertion order, whereas set doesn't maintain.
Yes. Actually, these are the 3 basic difference you must know. One is about duplicate values. List will store duplicate values, and set won't allow duplicate values. Null values we can insert in both. Another one is that insertion order will be preserved in list. See, list. These are the 3 main thing you have to say about list. And here comes array list and linked list. Are you able to see my? No.
Yeah.
In list, we have array list, linked list, and stack and vector. First, we will see about array list and linked list. These 3 points are common for all the classes which implement this list interface. Apart from this, what are the difference? Can you say when we can go for array list and linked list? Any difference, you know? in which scenario array list is effective and in which scenario linked list is different? So I mean effective. Do you have any idea?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Shruti, you wanted to answer this one, please?
Yeah, Krish. For search context, the array list will be feasible for, and to retrieve the data, linked list will be benefit for us.
What do you mean by retrieve, Ashruti?
Like
Okay, actually retrieve means it is getting the value. Retrieve or search we will use to say that. Actually, that both is effective for array list. In
Yeah.
linked list, actually it is effective when insertion and deletion operation is performed in the middle. You should not say retrieval for linked list. Actually, retrieval, it is the best for array list. In linked list, insertion and deletion operation in the middle. Now we will see how the array list will store the data. Actually, array list will store the data in the contiguous memory allocation. Suppose if I insert 4 elements, suppose let's say this is the 100th memory location. It will store continuously in 100, 101, 102, 100. If there are 10 elements, it will store continuously. Whereas in linked list, it will not store continuously. Actually, guys, do you know about the singly double and circular linked list?
yes.
I think all of you know about this. If any,
Just for me, quickly give once, Priya, please.
singly linked list, there will be a header or data. We can say this as header or data, and this is the address part. Singly linked list, we will be having only 2 nodes. This will contain the header or data, and this will contain the address of the next element. Suppose, consider here are 3 elements. The address of the second element will be present in this position. And the last element won't contain any address. That is, this will be null in singly linked list. In doubly linked list, this is header, data, and tail. We will be having 3 divisions. For the first element, the header part will be null. This tail part will contain the address of the second element. Remember, in linked list, it may not be contiguous. In array list, it will store in contiguous. So only here we will mention the address. In this, the last element also will be null. Circular linked list is nothing but here the first and last are null. Here it will be connected in circular motion. That means the third element, it is not like 3. The last element tail will contain the address of the first element head. Any doubt in this?
Priya, can you explain the retrieval means?
Retrieval means getting the data. That means searching.
Okay.
Insertion deletion, we are performing some operation. Here we are not doing, we are getting something. Here we are performing operations like inserting, deleting, like that. Actually, we can do the output of both array list and linked list will be same only. In the front end, we will see one. For example, I will show. In array list, the first list I'm adding like Dhoni, Reina, Sachin. That means here duplicate values are allowed, no? So I have given. Here this is a null value. Suppose I'm running this program. The output is Dhoni, Reina, Sachin, null, same value. Now I'm running the linked list program. Here, apple, orange, guava, pineapple. In the same order. So in the front end, you won't see any difference. The output of both array list and linked list will be same. But we have to know when we should use array list and linked list. In array list, Shruti, you said it is effective for a search operation. Can you say why you are telling like that? Why it is effective? Or anyone?
Yeah, we can directly get the data using the index number.
Yes.
Particularly in index number, go to that index number.
Yes, suppose I have to get the third element. It will directly go and fetch from third element. Suppose we can take the time to access the first element is 1 second. If I want to access the fourth element also, it will take only 1 second. And if I want to access the 100th element also, it will take 1 second because it will directly go and fetch value from that. That is only in second point. First point, contiguous memory allocation, you know. Random access, this is what random access. I can randomly give one value and it will directly fetch from that value. Fetch from that location. Whereas in linked list, we said no, there is no contiguous memory location. It will be connected with the help of address. Here we cannot go and randomly access because if I want to access the third element, I cannot directly go and access the third element because this will contain the address of previous. So I have to sequentially go from first and then I have to go and access 3. Here we are saying no, it is a best for search because it will randomly access. It is not best for search in linked list because search operation, if I want to access third, it will go sequentially. So it will definitely take much time. So this is not suitable for search. Whereas we are saying insertion and deletion. Why we are saying like that means in array, what will happen if I try to add 5 in this 1 or 2 location? What will happen if I try to add 5?
It overrides the value 3.
No, I'm not trying to, I'm trying to add.
Okay,
What
the
will
memory should be adjusted to the right side.
Right side, it
What-
will be.
It will go to the next node actually. It will go to the next node.
That means 3 will go to this position. What will happen to 4 then?
So 4 will go to the next position.
One position to right.
Okay, that means if I'm going to insert one element here, all the elements which are present after that will be shifting one position to right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Suppose this is only 4 elements. Suppose there are 100 elements and I'm trying to insert one element and 3. What will happen? All those elements which are present will get shifted one position to right. So
Right.
yes, this is not effective when I'm trying to add or insert in the middle, right? But in linked list, what will happen? If you try to add 5 in between 1 and 2, what will happen?
So it will directly insert the order before, pre-address and post-address will be added.
Change.
It will not shift to the next step. Only it will insert the number.
Yes, correct. Here, no shifting operation will be performed.
Yeah.
Here one, do you want me to draw and show or all guys are getting this concept? Okay, anyway, I will draw 2 minutes. Before this position will be pointing to this one. Now, if I try to add, what will happen? This will simply point to here and this will point to here. This is what will happen, right?
Yeah.
I have a question. May I ask?
Oh, sorry.
I have a question.
My question.
I have a question. May I ask?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So here in this linked list concept, what is happening is you're saying that inserting becomes easy. But do we know the memory location? Because this pointing happens on its own, right? We only know the values. So how is this linking of the memory locations happening? I want to know.
So Priya, you wanted to answer this one or you want me to take up?
Krish, actually, I'm not getting the question. She's asking
Okay.
how we will allocate memory.
No. For an example, now, there is a node, B node, and in the middle, we are trying to insert X node. Okay. So now A will store the B node value. And as soon as we inserted element in the middle, so how the A node will change from, it updates the address of the X node instead of B. how it will know about
You
this?
drew the lines, right? How is that line actually, getting
Updated.
implemented? Yeah, right. That's what I'm asking.
Actually, this will happen in the back end, no?
Mm. So that is the implementation, Samadrita. So in the backend, so the Java, the implementation of the linked list, they have been implemented that as soon as we are inserting it, so they will take it and then they will update it. So internally, how it was working, we may not know about it. So
We
that's a
had one.
complete, yep.
Right. So it is happening on its own because when we are using this linked list, this term, it automatically works back end like whatever, because they have some meaning, right? They have some classes, some methods. That's how it is
Yes,
working.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
The other question is, you said that for linked list, we can insert and delete easily. So my question, and retrieving, maybe, not that much useful for linked list because retrieving is mostly for array list. That's what you said, right? No. Searching for array list becomes easier, something like that. So my question is, if you can delete from a certain position in linked list, can you not first retrieve it? Whether you want to delete or you don't, that depends on you. If you can if you can delete it at the very first go, if it's just one operation, then what are you actually doing? You're first retrieving it, right? So can you not just print that will that not be retrieval in the first go? Will it actually have to travel from one point to the other to the other?
Actually, as we can do this operation in both linked list and array list. Since we are adding only 4 elements, no, here we will not notice any difference. Actually, in both we can, in linked list also I can go and perform that retrieve. The point is that it will be more effective in array list. It is not mandatory that we must use only linked list or
No,
array
I
list.
mean, my question is why? If you're saying that array list will be easier over here, then why are you saying that? That's my question. Yeah, any data structure we can use for storing and retrieval. Trees are also there. We can use whichever because trees gives the least complexity in terms of time. So why are we? Because this I have some problem over here in understanding because linked list is important, but why is it that you're saying that retrieving becomes easier in array list and not linked list? Because if you're deleting from one position, then you can easily, you're actually retrieving it also, right? So before deleting it, so can we not say that retrieving becomes easier with linked list? That's my question.
You are saying for this first element, suppose if I'm doing it in third, what will happen here retrieve operation?
That is my question. When you're saying that, let's say we want to delete 2 from doubly linked list, okay, we want to delete 2, okay. So if you're saying that deleting over here becomes easier because we can directly go to this position. Also,
Yes.
when you're talking about
Sorry, here it will not go directly, it will traverse from one.
okay, if you know the memory location, can you not go directly? Because when you give the example of array list down below, you give the example of array list down below, right? There
Yes.
you're saying that we can retrieve just by the index. 102 is the index. How do
Yes.
you know the index beforehand? Let's say you want to delete 3. Do you not have to search right from the beginning to get to 3 because you don't know which memory location it is in? Maybe
No,
you
actually,
That
you
is what the Samadrita, actually that is what the implementation. See, in array list,
And
if you wanted to have that index, so directly it can go. But whereas in this one, we need to go it in a sequential. That is what the implementation it has been done for the linked list.
and
how can
Chaitanya,
it go
one
to
more
the
thing, Chaitanya.
in
Like, see, Samudrita, you can delete both. Like in linked list also, in array list also, you can delete. But the only thing is, time consumption is more in the linked list implementation part. It will check each and every element and it will delete that one. Only time consumption. Like there is no easy, no hard. Okay, only time purpose. Like you can
time
use or you cannot
consumption will
use.
be more in which? That is my
Yeah,
question. Will
linked
be more
list,
in
linked
which?
linked
list.
list, linked list,
Oh, in
linked array
array
list.
list, it is going right from the beginning till the end, right?
No, no.
No, no,
It
no.
will
Directly
directly
it will
go.
go to index.
How do you know the index beforehand? You don't know the index.
If you know only, then only you can use
That is
right.
what.
See,
That
if
is
you
what.
get the element size, okay. For example, there are 100.
Yeah.
You want to
Okay.
delete 99.
Okay.
If you know,
Okay.
then only you can perform. Either in linked list or array list you can do. If you don't know, you cannot do anything, right?
But in case you are, storing the values in haphazard manner, then you
Yeah.
cannot do anything, right? Because you don't know the index where it is stored. It will be same for both, right? In that case.
No.
Yeah, for human brain it is the same, but like computer it is a different. Like whenever, so for example, there is 100 numbers are there. Okay, if you inserted 100 number, whether in a linked list or array list, okay, if you want to delete it, okay, if you like, see what you want to delete. If you know, then only you want to delete, or if you don't know, also you want to delete it.
Want to delete? Okay, I'll give you the scenario. I want to delete a particular number, say 56.
Okay. Samudrita, if you don't mind, can we take this one offline,
Yeah,
please?
sure.
Because I don't want her to interrupt in the middle.
Sure.
Let
Yeah,
Priya go ahead.
yeah.
Thanks, Rajesh. Thanks, Samudrita. Yeah, Priya, please go ahead.
Here in array list, and there will be an initial capacity. That is, array list initial capacity is 10. We know that we will be using this, no? Array list string, some variable name equal to array. What will happen in internally means, if we do like this, default initial capacity of 10. This will take the default initial capacity of 10.
What is initial capacity, please?
Initial cap. It is allocating memory, no?
Hey.
In array list, we will be giving like int 5. Here we are declaring that it must take a value of 5, like that. Here I am declaring that 5. Sorry, 5. In array list, I am simply giving like this means. What will happen internally? Here there's no need to mention size. If I try to add this element, Dhoni, what will happen? We will think that it will create only one. I will think that it will create one array list of size this, and it will insert Dhoni. But this will not happen. It will defaultly create a size of 10, and it will store Dhoni in this first position. How this 10 is in default? But when I try to insert 11th element, what will happen is that there is one formula. Initial capacity is equal to initial capacity plus right shift of 1. Right shift of 1 is nothing but that value by 2. Suppose my initial capacity is 10 here. 10 plus, here initial capacity 10. 10 right shift of 1 by 10 by 2, 5. So 10 plus 5 equal to 15. If I try to insert 11th element, what will happen is that a new array list of size 15 will be created, and all the elements from here will get copied up to 10. A new element will be inserted, and now this is eligible for garbage collection. Hereafter, we won't use this. This new array list only we will be using. Now, a size of 15 is created. Now, if I want to enter 16th element, what will happen is that again it will create by this formula. Now, what is the initial capacity? 15. 15 plus 15 by 2. What is that? 7. We no need to take any decimal points. Only the quotient is enough. 15 plus 7 is what is 15? 22. So it will create a new list of size 22, and it will store all the values from here. And now this is also eligible for garbage collection. This is what happened in the backend. Can you get this, or any doubt?
Yeah, got it.
If you're not specifying anything here, it will defaultly take it as 10. And this is what will happen.
To add, I'm not hijacking Priya, just one pointer we need to add. See, in array, means what is the basic difference between an array and array list? So in array, we need to define, this is what the standard size of your array. If it is going beyond that one, we'll be getting an array out of ranging exception. Now, this is what the advantage in the array list, right? So we need, it's a dynamic sizing. So when we are adding the element, so it means dynamically, it will allocate the sizes for it. So how this will allocate for the size? The initial capacity is nothing but we will be having the capacity of 10. So this is the default number. So now when we created an array list, so the default it will create as 10. Now we have filled up all the 10 items. Now I need to add the 11th item. So when we try to add the 11th item, so what it will do means, previously the size of that particular initial capacity is 10, right? Immediately it will go for 15. And when it goes to the 15, means now what it will try to do, the first array will copy the complete elements 1 to 10 into the new array, and then it will add the 11th element also, and then it will delete the existing array list, so which is ready for the garbage collector, which is GC. It is eligible for the garbage collector. And now this is how dynamically the array list will create the sizes, and then it will grow whenever we are trying to add the elements. But for our front-end naked eye, we will not see all these things because by default, the implementation, they have been done like that. Clear? So that is what the initial capacity. So if means to calculate that particular initial capacity, there is a formula. This is a little more details and deep about this, but still it is really very useful if we understand that. So that's where Priya is trying to bring up to us. Yeah, sorry, Priya, you can go ahead, please.
Suppose if I'm not specifying any capacity, it will take it as 10. Here we have another constructor we are having. Here we can also specify the capacity. If I'm not specifying, it will take us 10. If I'm specifying anything like 20, 20 means by default, first time itself, it will create a 20 size array list. And if I'm trying to insert 21st element, then again, this formula will come. What is that formula? 20 plus 20 by 2, 20 by 2 is 10, 20 plus 10, 30. Now, if I'm trying to add 21 element, then 30 array list of size 30 will get created, and the same concept. All those elements in the 20 will get copied, and this is now eligible for garbage collection. This is what will happen in the backend. But mostly this and all we won't be using, right? We will simply declare it as, and it will automatically take care. But this is just an extra information. If you want to declare initial capacity also, we can give. This is another constructor. What is this new? What is the array list here? What we will say this? What is this?
Constructor of array list.
It is a constructor. Now, what is the difference between 59 and 61? This is a constructor. This is also a constructor. What is it? Here I am passing 20. Here I am passing on collection object. What we will call this? Constructor overloading. Constructor overloading. What is constructor overloading? Here the data type is different. Here I am passing integer value, same constructor name, and everything is same. Only the data type here is different. Here I am passing integer value, and here I am passing collection object. Can you get this? This constructor overloading. You already know this concept, no?
Actually, they might confuse like, so that's in a different program. So that's where they might be getting confused. But yeah,
okay.
All lines are in the same program, guys. So that's where we see that. Yeah.
Now we are able to get this, no? This is default constructor. This is actually a parameterized constructor. Here I am passing value 20. Anything integer value I'm passing. Here I'm passing on a collection object. I'm sorry. I think you got this as 11. This is not 11. Actually, this is LL. I'm here the linked list. What this will do means it will convert my linked list to array list. Actually, there are 3 types of constructor. One 58, 59, and the 61. 3 types of constructor we can use. We will both we'll mostly use that first type only. This is just for an extra information. Now I think in linked list we don't have the any initial capacity here. Simply first one and this one we can convert my array list into linked list. Only 2 types of constructor available here. That is the difference between array list and linked list. This all will happen only in the backend. In front end, you won't see any difference. The output will be same for both array list and linked list. Only thing is that linked list have some extra methods. Linked list is a class, no? linked list class have some special methods like add first, add last. There are actually many methods. It is okay to remember some easy. This is add first, add last. What it will do? Add first, from the name itself, we can say it will go and add that particular value at the front of that list. This is add first, add last, get first, get last, remove first, remove last. These methods are available only for linked list class. These methods I cannot go and use it for array list. Okay, this is a major difference between array list and linked list. Here I have given, I will share this document. Any doubt? Shall I go to next one?
Yeah, it seems. There's any questions?
I want to ask you a small question.
Yes, Pravanya.
If you want to, if there
No problem. You can talk in Telugu also. No problem. You can ask it. పర్వాలేదు ప్రవీణ్, మీరు అడగండి, నేను చెప్తాను.
ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ ఇప్పుడు నార్మల్గా ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏదన్నా ఇనిషియల్ అంటే డిఫాల్ట్గా అరే లిస్ట్లో ఇనిషియల్ కెపాసిటీ 10 అని చెప్పారు కదా క్రిష్. ఇప్పుడు 4 ఎలిమెంట్సే తీసుకున్నాను. ఇక్కడ ఏం ఇనిషియల్ కెపాసిటీ అది 10 క్రియేట్ చేసుకుంటుంది కదా క్రిష్. ఇప్పుడు 4 ఎలిమెంట్సే ఇచ్చాను నేను. మిగతా 6 ఇప్పుడు ఓన్లీ 4, మిగతా 6 ప్లేసెస్ అనేది అది వేస్ట్ ఆఫ్ మెమరీ కిందికి వెళ్తుంది.
అవును, yes. Okay, Priya, what is the question is, when we have been declared an array list, so the capacity, the initial capacity would be 10, the size of 10. Now I used only 4, but remaining 6 would be wasted, right?
Yes, yes.
So that is what her question. So now what means, is there any chance that we can decrease it from
no.
We don't have that option, Pravanya.
Actually, Pravanya, these are all not important. Don't get much confused. This will happen in the back end only. Just for extra information, I said, don't get much confused with this initial capacity and all. Just for information. This will all happen in the back end and Java will completely take care of everything.
Okay, okay. ఇప్పుడు లింక్ లిస్ట్ లో ఇనిషియల్ కెపాసిటీ ఉండదా క్రిష్?
No. Actually, main difference what you have to say, the array list will store in contiguous memory allocation. Here linked list won't store in contiguous memory allocation. Since it is stored in contiguous memory allocation, we can randomly access. Here we cannot randomly access. This is effective for search operation. This is you must use effective. It is not a must. This is effective for retrieval and this is effective for insertion deletion. That is enough. This just for extra information, I said, don't get much confused with this initial capacity only.
Okay. Scroll down here. You mentioned constructors. There is array list. In this, you mentioned 20. This is parameterized constructor.
Actually, we will say this as parameterized constructor because we are passing some value here, no? This
okay.
is constructor. This is parameterized constructor. What I came to say is that in 61, this is LL, not 11. Here we are passing collection object. Here we are passing integer value. This means constructor overload. Constructor overload is same constructor name with the different types of different data type or different number of parameters. Pravanya, I will connect with you separately, Pravanya. I will clear this for you.
Okay.
Vector and stack, it is not much important. Simply we can, anyone know about vector and stack? It is a legacy class, no? As I said, it is in 1.0 version. Now we are not majorly using this, came in 1.0 version. This is a legacy class. And if they ask what is the difference between array list and vector, this is same as array list, but only difference is that array list is non-synchronized. Non-synchronized means all the methods will be accessing at the same time. If all methods access at the same time, then it is not thread safe. But vector is synchronized and thread safe. Only difference between array list and vector is only this. We no need to go much deep into this. Mostly they won't ask. If they ask, we can say this difference alone. Otherwise, everything is same. Only the formula here also initial capacity is 10. Here also we can specify that with the 20 or something initial capacity. There I gave one formula, no, initial capacity is equal to initial capacity right shift of 1. Instead of that, here 2 into current capacity. That means 20 means if I try to add 21, then it will become double the size, 40. But if I don't want this, I can give like, this is the incremental capacity. If I give like this, instead of 40, it will create 25. That means I'm increasing by only 5. Here same, I can convert any of my list object into vector. These are all not basically needed, but if, in the worst case, if they ask what is the difference between array list and vector, this one thing you can say, this is a legacy class. Another difference is that array list is non-synchronized and vector is synchronized. Stack, what is that? It is, it will extend from vector class. Here, last in, first out. That is the major. Here we don't have any initial capacity and all. Last in, first out. This is a stack class methods. We can also, this is like add only. These are all not needed. If we go deep means you will get confused. But remember on these points alone. These points is enough. And in stack, it is important what it will follow. It will follow last in, first out. If I try to delete from this, what will get deleted? Suppose I'm adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I am trying to, this means stack.pop means it will delete. What will delete for the first time? Can anyone
The
see?
last
5 will be deleted, right?
Last
First,
1 or 5?
last in 5
last
only. Yeah, 5 only, right?
1. Yes, correct. First I'm inserting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm removing one value, 5 will get last in, first out. This is a last in, first out. That is a major concept you have to know about stack. Okay, any doubt? That's it about a list. Now you know about array list, linked list, vector, and stack. Okay. Okay, we'll quickly go to cursor. Actually, there are 3 types of cursor. What is that? You might know about the iterator. Why we are using iterator?
In order to retrieve the data from any list or a set in a sequential way.
Okay. It is used for actually all collection, not only for list or set. You have to say that for all collection. This is a universal cursor. But actually there are 3: enumerator, iterator, and list iterator. Enumerator, this will be using only for legacy classes. Vector, I said no, it is a legacy one. Here I can use enumerator. Same as iterate, same purpose only. Only the syntax is different. There we will be getting like object dot iterator we will be using, no? Like that in enumeration, this is the like this we will use. There we will be having has next in iterator. Here has more elements. There we will have next instead of next, we will next. But the same concept. Only the method names are different. This is actually not much needed. You just simply know that there are 3 types. Iterator, you all know, it is a universal cursor. It can be used in any collection class. Actually, there are 3 methods in iterator. Has next, what it is a Boolean value, what it will do. It will simply check whether the next element is present or not. Present means true, not present means false. Next, what it will do? It will traverse from one element to next. Remove, what it will do? It will remove the value. There are three methods. You must remember these things. In enumeration, it is not much important. In iterated, three methods you just remember. Here, see, here we can also remove. Dot removes there. In enumeration, there is no functionality for removing. Here we are having a remove. Another one is that list iterator. List iterator, what is the drawback? It can be used only for list implemented classes. That is only for list. Array list, linked list, vector, and stack only we can use a list iterator. For sets and all, we cannot use this. Here we can traverse in only in a single direction. Has next, but here we are having methods for, we can also traverse in previous dash, has previous, we can also use this. Another thing, here we can only get the value and dot remove, using the dot remove we can delete. Here we are having methods like add, we can also add, we can also set, means what it will do. Can anyone say what is set in a list? What it will do? Difference between add and set. Raji, can you please say what is the difference between add and set?
In add, you will be adding a new element. For set, it will override the particular element for which index you have given.
Yes, set will override and add will add. It will add a new value. This is bidirectional. As I said, it can traverse both in previous and forward. So this is bidirectional. Using this, we can retrieve, add, and delete. These two came in 1.2 version. Here 1.0 version, since it is used in legacy class. Legacy class means 1.0 version only. Okay, any doubts in cursor? So no doubt, right? Krish, I think it took more time. Shall we see about set in another session?
Hello. Could you please show the implementation part for the iterator?
Iterator.
Okay, fine.
One thing I want to say about set is that set, you said no, it won't allow duplicate values. What will happen if I try to add this? Here I have given Sunrisers Hyderabad SRH, and if I try to add another SRH, what will happen? Whether compile time error will come or runtime error, what will come? Any idea?
I thought that it will allow only one value.
Error, what about error? Whether it will show any error? Runtime error or
compiled error.
No, it's not giving any error, but actually it stores only one.
Yes.
Yeah, it won't show.
Yeah, that is true.
Yes, it won't show any compile time error or runtime error. It won't show, but it will store only one element. Only one SRH will get present. Remember this point. Set cannot have duplicate values, and even if we try to give duplicate values, it won't show any error, but it won't store duplicate element also. This is one thing I want to say about set. Krish? Hello?
Might be Chaitanya is away, I think.
Yeah, you continue. You continue with the set.
Okay.
So if you're feeling okay, and we'll continue. Otherwise, what your thought, Priya?
I thought it took about 1 hour time. He told that he had to explain Android, RPM architecture and framework. So I thought I would stop by this.
No. Guys, so we will not stop within 1 hour. So it will go ahead. So usually it will go, I'll spoil the weekends of the people, Priya. So you can continue. You can take your time and then you can complete this. Later on, post lunch or somewhere, I'll allocate that particular time. don't reduce or compress. You can go in a same pace and then you can complete that one first. If you want, I can push the things for tomorrow also if required.
No, Krish, actually some points in already we have seen about list. The opposite is only set.
Yes, you can go ahead with the set also.
Okay, it will take about only 10 minutes.
Sure. Take your time, please.
Thank you, Krish. In set, you all know it won't store duplicate values and it won't. It will allow null values. But what is the difference between hash set and linked hash set? When you will go for hash set and linked hash set? Anyone? Shruti, Sonam, anyone? When we will go for hash set and when we will go for linked hash set?
In hash set, we get the random values. I think there is no, there is no order maintained in hash set, but in linked set, we can get the insertion order.
Yes. Actually, the main difference between hash set and linked hash set. Linked hash set where we will be using is that if we don't want duplicate values, but the insertion order should also be maintained. At that case, we will go for set, because in list, if we go, it will allow duplicate values. But in my scenario, I don't want any duplicate values. But the insertion order also must be preserved, means I will go for linked hash set. If I don't care about any insertion order, I can go for hash set. These and all don't have any special methods. It will implement all the methods which is present in that collection and list. What all the methods are present in collection and set, it will have the same methods in set also. Here we don't have any much concepts. Another difference you have to know is hash set came in now Java 1.2 version and linked hash set came after this only in 1.4 version alone. In 1.4 version only linked hash set came. So the difference is here. Here no insertion order. Linked hash set, it preserves the insertion order. Both won't allow duplicate values. Set main purpose of set is that it won't allow duplicate values. Null values. This is common for both. Only difference is that two difference. No insertion order 1.2 version and 1.4 version. This is the difference. And if we try to add any duplicate values, it won't show any error in the output, but it won't take any duplicate values. The same concept. Iterator we can use. Here we cannot use list iterator. Only we can use iterator. That's it. That's it, Krish. Any doubts?
Guys, all clear? So now you are able to say what are the crushers, and then so how to use those crushers, and then complete the hierarchy of collections, and what are the basic differences between the hash set, linked hash set, vector stack, array list, linked list, and then all the hierarchies, and what is initial capacities, and these all. So are we clear with all? Any questions
Krish,
or anything?
One minute, I forgot to say the initial capacity for hash set.
Okay, sure.
Can anyone say what is the initial capacity for array list?
Yeah, 10.
Okay, if you don't specify anything, it is 10. For hash set, it is 16.
Okay.
That is the initial capacity. What does this load factor means? If first I'll complete with initial capacity. Here also I can specify my initial capacity as 10. What a load factor is defaultly by 0.75. What does this load factor means? Once it reaches 75% of my initial capacity, it will create a new one. That means my initial capacity is 16. What is 75% of 16? 16 and 0.73. 12. So once it reaches 12, it will create a new set of size, double the size. 2 into initial capacity. When it will create means if it reaches 75% of this capacity. Here I can also specify that by default it is 0.75. I can also change it as, here I'm giving the initial capacity as 20, and here I'm giving that load factor as 80. If 80% of 20 is reached, what is 80% of 20? 20 into, once it reaches 16, it will create a new of size 40. Same for linked set. This is the this is common for both hash set and linked set. Linked hash set. Okay, array list and vector will have initial capacity of 10. Hash set and linked hash set will have initial capacity of size 16. Here the load factor, default load factor is 0.75, that is 75%. We can also change it. We also have constructor for this. If I give only 20, here the initial capacity will be 20 and load factor will be default only 0.75. If I want to change that, I can give. If I 80 or 90, that is your wish, you can give. That's it.
Thank you, Priya. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot for all your time and support. And then I know you have referred many articles. Can you show that YouTube references, please?
Yes. I will share you this link, guys. Actually, this video will have about 40 videos. Yeah, Durgasoft. There are about 42 videos. That is why I have compressed that and I have given it document.
Great. Thank you so
much.
much.
You can go to. Okay.
Sure. And when I was listening to this, I mean, because previously I don't know about this initial capacities internally, because I never worked into that, and I didn't even got the opportunity to see what are the different type of constructors available in set, and then what is this load factor. Really, I don't know that, and really I learned a lot of things from you, Priya, on this particular perspective. Thank you so much. And that's where I just requested you to give for all our team members so that it might helpful for them, because they have covered it, but this would be the next level of information. So now by seeing this particular document, we can quickly understand what is the hierarchy of our collection. And you forgot one more thing, collection and collections. So that
yes, also but I'm not, you asked no on the collections method. I'm not clear about that.
Okay, I'll talk about that one. So we do have the collection and collections. So anyways, that we will discuss further because those are very, very important. What we can do with the collection. Collection is an interface and collections is a class. So what are the methods available in this? And then what are the methods available in this, which would be overridden and how we can use that. So all those things we can discuss about that in detail. But this would be the basic things like how this particular hierarchy is there and how the differences on these things. This would be a quick interview, so you can have this particular document in front of you. So when you're going for an interviews or anything, so it can help you a lot. It's a quick references so that we can learn a lot of things. And then I don't think even interviewer will ask you about into the details of the constructors and all the things, but if he asks also, you can say about it. And the level of the confidence, once you learn all these things, that would be completely different. So that's where I just asked Priya to give this session. And really, Priya, thank you so much once again for bringing up this to all our friends and colleagues, so that it makes a lot of mean for us to get know about these particular things. Thank you.
No issues. Thank you all for your valuable time. Thank you so much.
Okay, guys, now we do have another new topics, two topics. One is on Appium working architecture, and the second thing, what is a framework and what are the different types of frameworks available in market and how we are trying to do, because many of the teams are about to close and then we are working on the frameworks. But if without understanding that particular framework concept, so definitely it is not possible, right? So can we continue on that?
Yes, Krish.
Yes, Krish.
I know that you guys will say because you're not left with any other option, but still it's means I don't want to give a continuous bang on this one. So just you can go for a break. It's 11:33, right? We can have some bio break and then we can come back by 11:50. Okay, so from 11:50 we can start back the session. Is that okay?
Active platform where everybody can contribute. Rather, I just talk. So maybe how much time do you need, Chris? Like for example, if can you give me like half an hour to 40 minutes to make that? Else I just need to talk. I don't want to talk only. I want people to contribute also.
Sorry, I'm on mute and then I'm talking. It's up to you, Pramod. So you wanted 30 to 45 minutes or whatever the time you wanted, you can take it. Whatever the leftover, I'll take care of that.
No, what I'm saying is I want to create a mural for people. So that's actually because if I share, people cannot contribute on this. Whatever I have is separate, right? People cannot work on it. They can only view.
Why? They can connect onto the mural that and they can
No, it is in our office license, right? That cannot be viewed. It can be viewed only, but not be interactive.
No, use mine. I can give you the complete control of mine.
Yes, but I need to create it, right?
Oh, you didn't create that one. Okay. So now what you wanted to do, Pramod? I didn't understand. You wanted
to... you continue your class. Okay, so I'll take half an hour to bring up that session, and then once you complete on a topic, then we'll switch here.
But even you need to listen this session. Even this is also important for you, right?
Yeah, I will. Don't worry.
Okay, then fine. I'll leave it to you. Okay. Okay, fine, guys. So, however, he wanted to bring up something, so he required some half an hour of time. So, in the meantime, let's get started with this. Okay, what's the first thing, guys? Just you then. Okay, actually, I'm having my breakfast, so I thought like this guy is taking it. Just
okay, no problem. No problem. I'll share my screen. Let us all see. Okay.
Sure. Within 5 minutes, I'll be back. You can go ahead, please.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So here, I want everybody to be more collaborative. So can you guys say, send a message to everybody in the moment I say, go ahead. Okay, what is your experience in knowledge towards Agile? Okay, 1 to 5. So 5 being the you have good experience, 1 being no experience, and from there you can add something. Okay. So did you guys understand my question? What is your experience on Agile? What knowledge do you have in Agile? So rate yourself between 1 to 5. Send a message.
Message or what to say?
Message. Send a message. Chat Strom. Send a message. Okay. All right. Seems most of the average comes to around 2 to 1. Okay, so seems people have very less experience towards Agile. So as we all spoke and learned about a lot of software development life cycles, right? So can somebody tell me few software development life cycles which you know?
Yeah, you are asking me models, right?
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. Waterfall model, V model, incremental model, Agile model.
Right. So these are these. I mean, like for example, we'll take a waterfall model. Okay, so in waterfall model, basically what happens is that you all know, right? It starts from phase by phase by phase by phase. What happens if you have a failure in a 4th phase? So this session will be absolutely should be an interactive. I don't want to talk and try to give a lecture.
If it is
Okay.
fails in the fourth module, I think it starts from beginning again.
Okay, very good. So what happens if you start like that? So I think it's also okay to
The lot of time taking consuming, and again to retest or again restart with that model. It's that time consuming will be the more in the waterfall model. That because for every iteration that will be starting from beginning again.
Okay, so every time when you have a problem in any of the phase, you need to start from the first, correct?
Yes.
So assume that you have a problem, you have spent more like 6 months and you are in the testing phase. And if you have some changes, what will you do? You will again go back to the design and discovery phase and try to start things. So your 6 months will be again redone, right? You might not deliver something. Okay, so these are the few disadvantages what the traditional software development life cycles have. Okay, so from here we have got an agile methodology. So can anybody tell what do you mean by agile?
Like in agile methodology,
No, leave about agile methodology and all. What do you mean by agile? The meaning of AGILE, agile.
okay, I don't know.
Faster and quicker.
Okay, anybody else?
Able to access more faster anywhere from any side.
Okay.
In every phase, client and our team will be involved at the same time. Like we can go fast. If we have any requirements in between, we can add.
Okay. Okay. In general, guys, do not go too deeper in client and customers not required. Just talk in general. What do you mean by agile? Yes, few people said quick and faster. How about others? Just meaning of agile. You can also search if you don't. Okay, so agile is something that flexible. Okay, respond to changes. For example, you have a rubber tire or a rubber stick. What can be? It is so flexible. You can bend or you can change it to as like you want. For example, you can take water. What does water do? You pour in a bottle, it'll take the bottle shape. If you pour in a kind of a vessel, it'll take the vessel shape. If you try to pour in some different shape vessel or a container, it will also take its own shape, right? It is so agile. Hello?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, so let me share my screen. Okay, basically, I actually wanted you to come and do some interactive sessions here. Okay, which meaning I wanted to make you to do some kind of activities. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, cycle.
Okay. So we are talking about why agile, right? So why do you think we need an agile here in those adaptive stages? If I see here, there's a small picture here, right? So any of your waterfall method is basically trying to start from here and going till here in different phases. But what we try to do is, the software development life cycles remain same. Okay, software development life cycle starts from kind of you have design, development, testing, deploy, and review. So these all things will be the same in software development life cycle, but there are different methodologies that how do they really follow. Okay, so if you have any kind of failure, you will try to do that. It's the same picture that if you see here, it talks about a big chunk of work which is expected to be completed in stipulated time or whatever phases. Okay, where you will have a lot of problems in case that you have any changes. It is very hard to adapt to the situation. But agile process is more talking about being more flexible and go in an iterative way. So that if in case you fail in a smaller way, in a smaller, for example, you try to fail in a very early stages. Okay, so there are certain things called iterations, sprints. That means you will try to pull and commit some work for 2 weeks only. Okay, so if you try to work, if you fail something in 2 weeks, what happens? You can try to complete doing it in next 2 weeks, right?
Yes.
Right. So let's try to look at things here very quickly, saying that normally what we think is that we always think that Agile or what do you call any roadmap, you want to start from here or to start a project, you think that your plan will really work. But in reality, you might have a lot of hunky-dory things, right? You might encounter a lot of issues. Like even I am trying to write some program right now. Okay, when Chris tells an example to me, it is very crystal clear to me. Okay, when I sit write it, I'll face a lot of issues. Hope everybody had the same issues, right? While trying to do any kind of program examples or any work.
Yes.
Okay, how many faced such kind of issues while they're program execution or program writing?
Almost 99% everyone have faced it.
Yeah. How about others?
Yes,
Yeah,
everyone.
same.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah.
Right. So basically that's not in actuality, in reality that we talk about more. You might not even seen that that means there are a lot of uncertainties when it comes to picture. Okay. So that is the real life. Okay. Not only programming or as such. So there are basically, oops. So here I just wanted to play video to you. So just tell me, what do you see here?
Team effort.
Okay. What else?
All modules are, attaching to that.
Coordination. Team effort.
Team
Yeah.
coordination.
Okay. What else? Any other observations?
Timing.
Okay.
Planning.
Basically everybody has a plan. So see, basically this is a team, right? This is a pit stop, F1 pit stop. So the car comes here for a service, a quick change or refuel the car, or do some kind of refreshing to the car, so it can proceed for the next set of race laps, right? The lesser time they try to hold it in the pit stop, the more chances to win the race. The more time you hold it, you cannot win the race. The same way here, there are like more than 20 people. Each group or set of people have different skill sets here, right? Everybody has their own skill sets. Not everybody trying to change their wheels. Some people try to clean some mirror, or some people trying to lift the car up, and some people trying to refuel, change the tires, blah blah blah, right? That means there are different functions each person do. Similarly, in Agile, we talk about cross-functional teams. That means in one team, you will have a developer, you will have a tester, you will have a document writer, you have a DB administrator, or whatever that you have to complete, whatever work that functions that you need to complete a work, those things will be part of your team. Okay, so this is talking about more in Agile prospect, where we are supposed to be flexible enough, having different skill set in our team. So if you see here, there are certain principles. There is something called manifest. Okay, this one actually that you guys need to do an activity here. Okay, basically we do value. We try to say that we are uncovering the better ways to develop software by doing it and helping others throughout the work, right? So this is the fundamental here. Now I'll just show you a quick activity here. Okay, what I will do here, I will try to give a number. Let me do this. 1. So what I will do is I'll try to show this. You guys need to send a message one after one, not one after one, everybody at the same time. Okay, here you have numbers for 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so every card has its own number. Okay, so this is an example. What is more value? That is the thing that you try to sort it out. The example here is the more value for me is that I'll play video games rather watching an Netflix. Okay, so in this 8 cards, you need to send me what is more value. Basically, if you are in the this particular mural, 1 minute, somebody sent a message. Okay, so you need to choose the most valuable 4 items in this. For example, I'll try to say this one. Respond to changes over following the plan. This is just an example. Okay, so you need to find this kind of pairs. Which one is more valued compared to the other things. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to talk?
Yeah, yeah.
How about others?
Yes.
I want you guys to read through these 8 cards. Okay, I already wrote 2 cards here, only 6 cards here. I want you to pair both two things. They're all mixed. So which one do you think is more value compared to the other one? Something like this. Responding to changes. No, hold on, Sai, hold on. You will get a time. You need to send me a message when I say 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, don't send a message right now. We are trying to make it everybody to contribute here. Okay, if you know the answers, please make your answers aligned and say set number 1. For example, this set we have, right? 3 and 4 is 1 set. Like that, you need to choose this is equal to this. That means the left side is more valued than the righter one. Okay, no matter like if it is right or wrong, nobody cares. You send it to us, send the message, then we'll see and we'll try to learn. You need to read all the 6 items here and make a note of your number matchings like 1, 2, or I'm not saying these both are the answers, but something like that. 3 pairs of answers you need to send me on the chat. Okay, the more valuable should be on left and the lesser value should be on right side. How many understood? Okay, who was Priyadarshini, did you understand what this is the question about here?
Yeah, I understood.
Kapina, you?
Yes, Pramod, I already pinged my answer.
No, okay. Hold your horses for a while. I'll say 1 to go. Then everybody, once you're all ready, just send a message. So everybody is not getting influenced by anybody. Okay. Sonam, did you understand my question here? I think you're on mute. Okay, Samudrita?
Yes.
You understood, right? Pravanya?
Yes.
Yes, Pramod, yes.
Okay, there are like, I need 3 answers. Each one will have 1 set. 3 answers. Ready? Are you guys all ready to send the message?
Yes.
Okay, on count of 3, you can send a message on the message in the chat. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go ahead. Okay, so there are a lot of messages here. Very good. So we'll take some examples here. So 1 and 2. So what is 1 and 2? Okay, so 1 and 2 are these both, right? One minute. Group. Okay, somebody said 1 and 2. Okay, it's Sairam, 1 and 2. Okay. So is there any relationship between a customer collaboration and a process over the process and tools? I don't think so. Somebody said 1 and 7. Okay. Customer collaboration and individuals and interactions. No. Okay. Somebody said 1 and 8. Okay. Customer collaboration versus working software. No. 6 and 7. 6 and 7. Individuals interactions over contract negotiations. No. Don't worry, guys. So I'll try to explain more detail here. Okay, I'm just trying to make people engaged here. So 4 and 8. Following plan software development. No. Okay, somebody Sonam here. 1 and 5. Comprehensive documentation. No. 2, 6. No. Okay, let me try to, okay, let me see Archin's one. 2 and 8. Okay, fine. So let me give some answers here. So we value more on left than right. So we try to respond to the changes rather than following the plan, as we discussed earlier. Okay, so something might, like, you have a plan to do XYZ activities. Okay, what if something stops you? What if something comes new to you? What will you do? You are trying to walk on a road. Something came in between. What will you do? You will try to stand there because it is asking you to go straight. What will you do? Okay, assume that your Google map asking you to go straight in the straight road. Okay, but seems there is some accident and they block the road. What will you guys do? Will you again still try to go or wait there? Your
No,
Google
we'll
map
take
says to go
it.
straight.
No,
We'll
we'll take
change our
it
direction.
and we'll change the direction.
So basically, you are trying to respond to the changes because your plan says to go straight. Okay, but the situation there is some blocker. So what are you trying to do here? You are not following the plan. You are trying to respond to the changes. You take a different direction and try to go to your destination, right? So this is the manifest of Agile, okay, which talks about you should value responding to changes more than following the plan blindly. Any questions here, guys? The first one.
Clear.
Okay. Cool. The next one here. So customer collaborations. Okay, what do you mean by customer collaboration?
Relationship or interaction between the customer.
Okay. Can anybody say that why do we need a customer collaboration?
For like
okay,
To understand
somebody
their
else.
expectations and
Correct.
their requirement.
Correct. So basically, any product that you buy, they need a customer collaboration to understand what is their requirement. In Waterfall and something else, there were very less customer collaborations. They only talk about contract negotiations, because they used to say, hey, you sign me a contract. Okay, you gave 1, 2, 3, 4 requirements. Okay, we will only do that. If you try to bring in changes, we will not do it. We'll try to start from the first and try to do things, right? There is no customer collaborations there. They won't really agree. But Agile brings in people to collaborate, the customers to be collaborating throughout the project, so that we can get their feedback and trying to amend what they really need. Okay, we are not sticking towards negotiating about the contracts. We believe in valuing more customer needs and solving their customer problems. So we value customer collaboration over contract negotiations. Is it clear, guys?
What do you mean by contract negotiation over here?
Okay, what is a contract? Do you have any knowledge about any contracts?
Like duration and pricing.
Okay, who all? I think anybody would have known this one, right? You would have some kind of an agreement, a contract agreement to deal with certain conditions, saying that okay, I will do this. Or if you hire a house, okay, not sure in Andhra Pradesh, but here in Chennai they do a contract, okay, saying that this house will be rented for this much duration with so and so amount of rent. And okay, these are things are part of this house, and this much advance that needs to be paid. There is a contract written that is signed by both, right? That means the customer in software development, customer will ask for certain requirements. Okay, so saying that in our examples, writing an automation scripts, they'll say you will need to write in 20 automation scripts. That is the contract between you and me. Okay. What if there is a change in that particular test case or a requirement? What will you say in olden days? You're going to say, sir, we have signed a contract doing this particular functionality, automation, but now you have changed the functionality. We cannot do. If you want me to do, then I'll need to work on as a change request. And then I'll try to amend those changes accordingly. But in Agile, we talk about more customer collaborations. We try to be with the customer and get the feedback if they like it or if they don't like it, something like that. Did I answer your question, Samudra?
Yeah, but contract negotiation usually starts, after that only the rest starts, right? So you have to come to a point where you know that what is required to be done. Yeah, there can be changes. That is why we go with Agile, because it's flexible.
Correct. So basically, we are not stringent. So that's why we're talking about Agile, right? What do you mean by Agile here? Okay, being flexibility,
yeah.
Respond to changes. So contract is something, a very concrete writing items, right? You cannot change it. If you need to change, there'll also be a clause to do that. Okay.
Yeah, I understand that, but it is, even though we talk about this flexibility, I have a question. Is that technically possible? Because every now and then, if the changes keep coming, the time also, required to, give the service also is extended. So, there has to be some constraints over there also, isn't that so?
Yeah. So let us let us do a quick role play. Okay. So assume that you are constructing a house. Okay, I am a builder, right? So you are asking me to write down or come with a plan of your layout. Okay, the first set I have tried to do a layout, and you also agreed it is fantastic. And next point, you try to talk to your family members, and you thought of doing a small change in the contract, a small change in the plan, right? When you come to me and ask me, guys, I have a small change, doing a small change or adding some more space to a room. What if I say to you, saying that, ma'am, you already signed a contract. I don't care about any of your feedback. Whether you like it or don't like it, you should take it. Will you be happy doing that?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if I say that suddenly out of 3 BHK, I want some 7 BHK, that's not possible, right?
Yes, it is not possible.
That's what I'm saying. Some constraints needs to be there, because you cannot just
correct.
Just come up with anything and everything.
So here in projects, we are not in olden days. If you give a requirement, the customer will only come in the last minute of delivery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, if you try to ask me to construct a 7-bedroom apartment, then I would say you're too late, madam. Okay. If you want me to construct a 7-bedroom apartment for you, then I need to demolish the entire 3-bedroom apartment for you and I need to reconstruct it. Okay. What if a small change here? When you're trying to do, you can come every week or every month, whenever you're comfortable. For every structure that we are trying to build, we are trying to get an approval or trying to get your feedback. How would you be? Okay, what if when I'm trying to, I would say that, okay, I am trying to lay down a foundation to you. Okay, then you might say, hey, I have a change in the plan. So there is always a scope for us to collaborate and trying to make you happy. See, ultimately, whatever you try to do, the value is more towards making the customer being happy, correct? Okay, so this Agile is more lean towards value delivery towards customers. That is the aspect here. That is the reason here the development cycles will be very small for 2 weeks. Some people will have 1 week. Some people will have even like something like Facebook, Amazon, those people might have 1-day sprints. That means they'll plan in the day 1 morning and they'll try to complete the work by the end of the day and deploy it to the
change
customer.
is very small. That is the constant. The change has to be very small,
Correct,
here and there,
correct.
little bit like this or little bit that way. You know,
Yes,
then only
yes.
it's possible. It's not always possible. You know, that is why contract negotiation is. You know, when you're saying
It's a
that
long-term work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
Because, you
Agile
know,
talks about bits and pieces. If you see the
Right.
if you see this particular image, okay, a small metaphor here, you have a big chunk to pull. Is it not
Right.
better to have a small pieces to deliver? So if you get to, even if you, I don't know whether you guys are aware of this, even if you take an Amazon or Flipkart, do you think they started in the day 1 to become a giant e-commerce portal or site? No.
that comes
They
with
did
feedback. Yes.
they did sell first books. If you, I still remember those days where
Yeah, yeah.
you know, it's just a books. It's like
Right,
unfinished
right.
website. It is not this you know, very good looking website in those days. So incrementally they try to deliver things. So that's about the customer collaboration and the contract negotiation. So we value more on customer collaboration over contract negotiations. Any questions, guys?
Pramod, one quick question. So I thought like the right matching for this one is responding to the changes and the contract negotiation should be the right pair, right?
No,
I'm
respond to the changes to over following a plan. So if you have a plan, you blindly, as we discussed a small example here, you are in a Google map, it shows go straight 100 meters. Okay, you are going driving straight and within 50th meter, you saw some accident and the road is been blocked. Okay, so what will you do? Your Google still shows that it is blocked. Sorry, it goes straight 100 meters. What will you do? We cannot just stand there, right? We take a change, either left or try to go another route and try to go towards it.
I got it, Pramod. The context, the context how we are taking. Now, contract negotiation. For an example, as we said that we have concrete agreements. Now here I can say that don't keep the concrete agreements. Even you need to change accordingly to your current situations.
Correct.
So I can map that one also, right? So that is what I'm just saying.
No. See, yes. See, it is all talking about responding changes here. Okay, responding changes is something that what if a customer gives a feedback to you, and you are trying to respond to his feedback and change accordingly, right? That is also kind of respond to changes. But we are trying to say that the value here is more towards customer negotiation, customer collaboration than contract negotiation, right? So we are talking about the plan. We are just not, we value more on responding to changes, not just following the plan.
Got it.
Did I answer your question?
Yes. Actually, just it's a perception and the way we take it up that one. So yeah.
Correct.
So it may map it.
See, anything we try to pull in right now, it is all tightly coupled. It all depends on which situation that you try to bring in and how do you map them towards your execution. That matters a lot.
Right.
Okay. Now, next one. So we talk about individual interactions. Can anybody tell me what is individual interactions?
doing the work individually and interaction with like talking to each other and doing that in general.
I would say yes and no. Anybody else?
Team
You know,
coordination,
okay.
like
The one that we just saw it in that, the F1 racing thing. Like everyone's like doing their job on time and they coordinate all along
Okay.
together.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, fine. Let's not waste more time here. So, individual. Who are individuals normally in this call? Who is individual here?
Customers.
So, no, I am individual person. Is there any other Pramod here?
No.
Okay. Is any two Shrutis here?
No.
Okay, only one Shruti, one Sonam, one Archan, one Harish, one Pina, right? One Jay, one Chris. So every individuals, we value every individuals and interactions. What are we trying to do right now? Why are we asking you questions and or why are we asking to share your views on what do you think? We are both are trying to do an interactions, right? It should not be a one way. I am not dictated to say, hey, Sonam, you should do this or you do this. No, we are trying to interact. Saying that if I need a help, I would ask Sonam, can you help me? If Sonam needs help, she can ask me, hey, Jay, can you help me? Right? So here the point here is we value more on individuals and interaction. That means we value every person inside a team and we value interacting between rather than process and tools. Okay? We value more individual interactions over process and tools. What do you mean by process and tools? For example, okay, assume that Sonam is a developer. Okay, Sonam, your name is on the top. That's the reason I'm taking your name. Don't feel offended. Okay, so assume that you are a developer. I am a tester, and we both sitting in office next to next. Okay, you are a next block of mine. If I stand, I can see you, and you can see me. Okay, making situation that I have found a bug in your in the code that you developed. Okay, rather I go talk to you and say, hey Sonam, I see this bug. What is this bug? Can you try to fix it? Okay, is it good thing or trying to create a bug and send it through email or put it in the portal? And suddenly in the review, I mean the last day, I would say you claim that your development is completed, and I would say no, there is a bug. Go check in the tool. What will you be happy? I come talk to you or you go talk to the tool?
talk with you, it's a good thing actually.
Yes. So in Agile, we talk about, as I said, right, individuals and interactions is more valued than process and tools. Okay. Tools are there to bridge the gap between individuals, but it is not to maintain that gap. For example, why are we using this tool to talk? We are using Zoom to converse, right? We are using Zoom to share my screen or I'm talking to you. Why are we using this particular tool?
Interacting.
Yes. What if we are all in the same conference room? Would you prefer going to Zoom and talk, or would we try to talk face to face?
Face to face.
Right? That is more value. Okay. If you have that opportunity to talk individually and trying to interact, your first option is to go sit face to face and try to converse and try to overcome issues within the team to achieve some goal. Rather, don't just follow, oh, process says to do 1, 2, 3. Even though you're next to me, I will not talk to you. Rather, I go do this job in the process. That is not encouraged. So we value more on individual interactions rather than process and tools. Did you guys understand? Any questions?
Maybe or may not be. They have the pointer, but I don't want to deviate the discussion.
No. You ask the question, Chris.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. See, as a tester, so definitely I'll log the bug in the Zira, and then I'll keep him posted. Boss, I just logged this bug. So Sonam, can you please look into it? Why should I do this? I give an answer for this. Because means if I don't log the bugs, the people will not have the track of the bugs, what we are getting it, and we will not get the defect density, residual density, and then the classification of the bugs, and then the history of the bugs and the RCA of this one. See, now when we have these all things into the place, this will help us not to repeat the same things again into the future.
Correct.
So always means I'm not against that. We need to be collaborative, interactive, and other things, but still the tool will help us to do these all things.
Okay.
And we shouldn't be so stringent that I posted this, I'll not inform. So anyways, we have the things like as soon as we posted, that mail will go for him. And it's not even as Sonam is sitting beside me, I can say Sonam, so please check out, I just raised a bug. Can you fix about that? So that interaction we can do at the same point of time. It's not only the interaction, and we shouldn't use the tool. That may not be the right approach, is my feeling.
Good analogy here, but I'll ask you a question here now. Okay. What is the value for the customer?
Okay, I'll give you the value for the customer. Now,
okay, what is the value? Let me complete here. So what is the value for the customer? Is it knowing your bug list, or we are trying to talk about a working software?
See, it may be the, you are saying about the current output, but I'm saying about the future output also. Now, if
I'll come to that. I'll come to that part. So I'll definitely answer that as well. So what is more value here? Is it working software or is it bug list?
Obviously, working software is a matter.
Okay, fantastic. So now you tell me, what do you mean by team? A team consists of a cross-functional team, right? What is that outcome of that particular team?
The goal was have been taken. That
yes. So in this, forget all those waterfall methods. Okay. So when you talk about an agile team, it is talking about cross-functional team. Why do we have a cross-functional team rather a development team separate or QA team separate? Agile talks about making teams more cross-functional. Why? To deliver a value or a software. Okay.
Sir, I want to point out one thing over here.
Yeah.
That is, we are working in an office. There has to be professionalism. There has to be formality. This cannot be informal. So whenever there is, let's say, an issue which is of high importance, because any defect is important, right?
Correct.
And there, it is very important for everybody in the picture to know. If it is like verbal communication between two people, the rest doesn't come to know about it. So correct. I would say that, both are important. As sir said, Chaitanya sir said that the defect is testers' main important thing is to find out the defect and point it out to the developers.
Correct.
So it is our job. In such a case, it cannot be informal communication. We have to show some level of professionalism wherein, we should be pointing out, in the tool. And as he said that verbally communicating it to it, that this is some error that we have found or some defect that we have found and needs to be worked upon.
Yes.
Also, when it comes to, informal, I would say, as a tester, we also need to have some understanding of the application. In that case, if we are stuck somewhere, I can just give a call to the BA asking that what is this? I cannot understand it. If you could just give me a walkthrough of it. That informality is okay because I'm handling one module and I am testing it. So I think, both when it comes to finding out a defect and reporting it, a tool has to be used because that cannot be informal. That is our job. That is what we are doing.
Yeah. This is, it's like, in my experience, I've seen a lot of people saying the same thing, but there is something called cultural shift that we need to bring in. Okay.
Who will be accountable for it?
I'll let you know. Yeah. So your perception is in everybody's blood in the industry, people who are in traditional stuff. Okay. That is nowhere. There is nothing to be surprised. Okay. Whatever you say, it is right. I'm not denying it. But what we say is even including the appraisals. appraisals. Okay, when you try to do your complete appraisals, people talk about, oh, how many test cases did you write? How many bugs?
No,
did you
no,
write?
please understand. I'm not talking in terms of appraisal.
No.
I'm
Let
talking
me-
in terms of doing the work correctly
Correct.
and getting the work done on
Exactly.
time. And not, somebody should be accountable for something, right?
Correct,
So it's not that it's in the blue. Everybody's talking about the defects. Nobody knows who has to do it. So it has to be assigned to someone so that, the work goes in a particular format. We are not talking about appraisals over here. We are
Okay,
just
I think
talking about that.
Okay, correct. So I'm not talking about appraisals here. What I'm trying to give an example to you is people are struck in a kind of cultural shift. Agile talks about more coordinations. If you call it in a sprint is something for 2 weeks, okay, or 1 week, whichever sprint that we have. If you have a 10 days sprint, we say team to do, you do whatever you want. See, please do understand here. I'm not against testing tools. Okay, it is more on cultural shift. We are trying to bring in that ownership inside a team to talk about, you guys do whatever you want. We least bothered about it. This is the cultural shift that Agile is bringing towards.
But I
Okay?
think there's a long way to go because
Yeah, no,
everybody's ego
Maybe-
comes into the picture. You say this to me, that is then people have to change. I think
Samudra, I was a tester. Okay, I was also beginning my career being a tester.
Right.
There were days I threw the chair in front of on a developer, saying that bloody hell, you're talking too much. Okay, there were days I have that kind of mindset. Okay, you developer, okay, you do it, I'll try to throw bugs to you. And the developer tried to say to me, saying that, oh, you are so good tester. Okay, there is a bug. I know there is a bug. Okay,
You aren't understanding my point, Pramod. I just want that mindset should not be there. Because it should not be there, it has to be reported. Because that mindset, I am throwing I'm not throwing because I don't have personal issues with you. I am here to work. This software is creating some problem. There will be a problem in the business when it goes out into the market. That is my concern because I am getting paid for that. I am doing my job, you do your job. And for that, there has to be a formal communication.
This is the cultural shift that we need. There is no you and me in the team. It is all about we. Nobody cares that you find a bug in Agile. Okay, nobody cares that how many bugs Samudrita found. Nobody cares about that.
I won't then. I would say, please, you're my friend. Do it for me. I go out for shopping.
No. That is what I'm trying to talk about.
That is why assigning a task is important.
No, again, I'm telling you, right? It is about a cultural shift that we need to bring in our mindsets. Okay, so we talk about whenever it comes to that, okay, I'm a tester, my job is only to find bugs and throw it to you. No. As a tester inside our Agile team, every individual is responsible to deliver the value end of the sprint. Okay, no matter you do your work or you help others to do work or others do your work, it is up to you guys. You guys figure out as a cross-functional team, self-organized team, and you try to deliver things. Yes, I'll also come there when people log bugs. Okay, what if there is a situation where, Jay, I have found 10 bugs. Okay, out of 10, I have completed 8 in talking to the team. There are 2 more bugs which were not able to complete in this sprint. What should we do now? If I do not create a bug, I'll forget in upcoming sprints. Okay, I do not have a control in trying to be that. Yes, you create a bug and you try to put it in a backlog and you try to track for the next sprint or upcoming sprints. Or a customer found a bug, you might lose it. Okay, put a bug and try to log it. Or you have released a product and while trying to do a regression, you found a bug, which may not be priority for me now to fix that. I'll try to create a bug and put in the backlog. What we're trying to say is, whatever you can fix it in the stipulated time, please collaborate and do it. If you think there is a risk or if you think that is not a priority, go create a ticket and put it in a backlog, and then for future you plan for it. So wherever there is a scope for fixing things by talking to individuals, please do that. Wherever you see there is no scope, for example, we are all working in a remote, right? So there might be, you might look for me, I might be away from my workstation. So you cannot keep like logging things or doing. Yeah, let's go create a bug, or you create a group, a forum, whether you use Teams or any channel, communication channels that you have. Go create a group saying that, hey guys, I have found this issue. Can somebody fix for me? So the cultural shift is talking in Agile is more towards working as a team, being more self-organized.
I understood what you're saying, but
Right.
when you said that, you know, you incorporate so many people, let's say we are using Skype chat, okay, and people are, you know, a part of that group. It's the
Correct.
same thing. In Jira, what you're doing is people would get to know in this Skype also, your team lead is also part of it. Your manager
First
is
of all,
also
okay,
part of
I
it.
come to
Everybody
you.
gets to know
No.
in different
Saudrika,
ways.
the moment you get into more details, first of all, in Agile, there is no concept called team leader. There is no concept called team manager.
Then I have
If-
faced this problem. Yeah.
Yes.
I was working in Agile. I had faced this problem in status,
Yes.
daily status call. I was answering for myself. My lead was very angry with me.
Okay,
There was a
okay.
big problem because of this. That why are you answering? I should be answering. So that's what I'm saying. What you're saying
Yes.
will take, you know,
And
ages
moreover, I'll
now.
correct you something
It will
there,
take ages
Saudrika.
now because
Okay,
yeah.
I think you would not fall into a team where you have a very good Scrum Master and Agile coach.
That's true.
Okay, you come to my team. I'll tell you how do I treat. How do we really work as a team?
That is
no
your
hierarchy.
specific, you know, group. That is your. If you talk about Chaitanya Sir's group, that is also excellent. Everybody is, you know, in collaboration with each other. So, you know, that is, you need to be lucky to get such people to work
No.
with.
It is not about lucky. It is all about adoption. Okay, inspecting and adoption, inspection and adoption. That's what we'll try to cover.
Adoption from
topics.
whose end? The leads perspective.
No. First of all, if you ask me, there is no hierarchy inside a team. There is no senior. There is no
Ideally,
junior.
Pramod, it's ideally there shouldn't be any, but that is not always the case.
See,
We are talking
okay.
about ideal scenarios
I
over
don't
here.
know.
Some are following the ideology, some are not.
Okay, I don't know whether you are vegetarian or not. What are you, vegetarian or non-vegetarian?
Partially.
Partially. Okay, fine. So assume that. Do you add any sweetness to your curries?
I'm a Bengali, we do in all sort of curries.
We eat. Okay, we South Indians will never allow a sweet to be part of a curry.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think I am wrong?
No,
Or you
you're
are
not.
right? No,
Perspectives will
It all
differ.
depends. No, that's what I'm telling you. Right? It all depends upon the situation and adoption. If I try to be in Bengali, I'll try to adopt that. If you come to South India or I come to Bengali, we both might have some change. Is a change. People will not accept. It is not that easy to
Also,
accept.
I think, you know, Pramod, today we are talking about the change. 20 years ago, people did not talk about the change. So my
Correct.
lead might be 20 years elder to me, and he
Correct.
may not know this change. So in a
Correct.
team, there are different age group of people. There are different people from different cultures.
Correct.
Everybody's perspective is not, you know, the same. Not everybody is on the same page. So I think it depends on how your team works. You have to adapt yourself to that. You cannot just say that there is no, you know, hierarchy in a team. These days,
No,
it's not there. But it depends on who are
okay, you
working.
tell me. There is
okay,
one last answer, Chris. I'll try to
Okay.
close this off and move forward. Okay, I know we are trying to talk more on this topic, but
Yeah.
okay, which game do you know?
I play mind games. We can
No, not
talk
mind outdoor games. Talk about outdoor.
I don't play outdoor games.
Okay, do you know any game like basketball or cricket?
Yeah.
Okay, in cricket there are 11 players.
Right.
Okay, so 11 players have their own responsibility. What is their objective there? A batsman goes and hits the ball, right? So somebody need to stop saying or hitting the boundary, right? If I do not know the rules that if it goes touching the ground and cross that particular boundary, it is called 4, and the ball directly flies out of the boundary, that's called 6. If I don't know the rules, can I play the game?
What you have seen a cricket team from outside, you don't know what goes inside.
No.
We better not talk about that. We know ultimately our delivery. What is our responsibility?
No, I
Each and
think
every
you're
team
not-
member has to deliver it. We are all doing that. You don't know what goes inside the cricket team. Do you know? You don't know. If you get to know, you'll see.
whatever. No, Samudrita, rules are same whether you are different.
Exactly.
team. Yes. So basically, if you want to use Agile and Scrum, basically there are certain agreements everybody need to follow. That is what I'm trying to boil down. If your team is not doing that, then there is a lot of scope of improvement. It will not happen in a day 1 or day 2. You need to have a right set of skills. There are different roles. Somebody called Scrum Master, somebody called Agile Coach. Your organization need to adopt such kind of roles, and those people will try to, emphasize these kind of best practices that you guys could follow. Yes, I can understand the frustration behind that. You have some issues in your
Not
team.
at all frustration, nothing at all. I'm just trying to point out what you're saying is an ideal scenario. No frustrations over here. It's a situation. But you are talking about an ideal situation which may be implementable in certain companies, may not be followed in rest. You cannot say a big company will follow this, a small company won't. It is about the mindset of the people working in different, work scenarios. It depends on that.
You're right. You're correct. But we encourage and we emphasize this is all about Agile.
Right.
If you try to follow it, yes, we need to value this. That is the point here.
Agile itself is very new, so it will take some time to come into the picture and get established. So
we are not talking about whether it is new or old. We are talking to adopt this. We are trying to learn about this
adoption
concept.
Doesn't come in one day.
Yes, you are right. It will not come in one day. It will take its own time.
Right.
To come. Correct. Okay. So you agree.
Pramod, thank you, Pramod. So actually,
sorry, sir. I'm so sorry that this continued for a long time.
No, not at all. See, what we thought is like 50 minutes or 1 hour for Pramod, and then we wanted to start for the APM. That's where we are just thinking about it. Please, Pramod, can you conclude? So because it's already 1 hour.
Yeah, the last one is something about working software over comprehensive documentation. Okay. So the value is more towards working software. Those days we talk about documentation. They make sure, before we complete or deliver something, we need to document every small thing. There were days something called SRS, for software requirement documents. Okay, so they just follow that particular document. They only try to see and things. Okay, making sure those documents are more available there. Okay, but Agile talks about the only primary measure is to make sure the working software is delivered to the customer rather than a comprehensive documentation. Okay, so just an example there. Okay, most of the people would have bought some watches. Okay, a Casio watch or something. For every watch, they'll give a thick booklet on following the instructions. What if I try to give the booklet to you? Will you be happy, or will you be happy if you get a working watch? Which one would you prefer, either document or the watch?
Obviously, watch. What
of
we
course,
do.
right? Yes, exactly. Similarly, that is what we're trying to emphasize here, that we try to value more on working software over the comprehensive documentation. So this is the 4 Agile manifest that we try to talk about. We value more on left items, these items over these items. Okay, so this is the conclusion of Agile manifest.
Pramod, as you are closing it, just one, can I conclude in this way? See, now, whatever the 8 cards which you kept is, all those 8 are important. But when it compare with these 4, these 4 are important, and then rest you can follow on this. It is not that to eliminate all these 4 cards, means which Correct. Is on the right hand side. When it compared to these 4, first give the 4 the priority for this.
Priority to the left items.
That is what
the right items. Yeah, this doesn't mean that there should never be a documentation. You should not have tools, or you should not have plan or something. Okay, when it comes to this picture, you need to value these items over these. Okay, just to click here, you can go see. This is an official site called Agile Manifest. Okay, so these are the 4 Agile Manifest.
This Mike Beadle is a guy who is a mountain goat guy, or he's different?
Yeah, he is different. He can also be, he should also be part of it. So basically he is not. So these 17 people, okay, all gathered in a kind of very long back story there. They try to gather together in a see the mountain goat guy is called Mike Khan. Okay, he is not part of this list. He is a good Agile adaptist, but not the base authors. No.
Got it.
Okay, so there are a lot of other concepts that we have. Next, we have principles, and yeah, there are a lot of things that we need to go through. Okay, so we have principles, and we have Agile. Let me show a quick backlog on this. Okay, so these are all concepts that we have. Okay, now we are talking about Agile. We are talking about Agile value principles. We should talk about Scrum roles, Scrum events, artifacts, Lean Kit, and then we'll have a lot of other items as well to talk. But eventually we'll come to talk about whenever we get time. Yeah, over to you.
Well, thanks, Pramod. Thank you so much for the lots and lots of information. Yeah, it takes some time for us to digest because we came from that strong background that we are testers and the developers culture, and then it is very hard for us even to digest that one. But still, yeah, we need to change from this particular culture. Yes, we will. Means that's where we are in the transition period. Not we say we completed it or we not yet started. We started, but still there is long journey we need to do that to come to that particular perspective. Thanks for the valuable information. And guys, I just wanted to stop over here, and then means you will have a next immediate question. This guy is stopping the session or he will continue the session.